Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. In this opportunity, we're going to be starting with a new unit which is called energy. So I hope you have lots of energy to do this lesson today. So this unit is mainly about ways in which you use your energy. So we're going to be talking about habits. We're also going to be talking further on about weather, right, and activities in which you use energy. So the first activity we have here is called burning calories. Um, and here we're going to be talking about vocabulary of household chores. So chores are the activities or the work that you do in your house, right, at home. So here we have some images. What I want you to do is to try to match the concepts here with the images that you see there. Right, so take a couple of seconds to try to match the concepts and the images. So let's see. Here we have doing the vacuuming, right? So that is a vacuum. The activity or the chore is called doing the vacuuming. B would be doing, no, I'm sorry, cleaning the windows. Cleaning the windows. C is doing the dusting. Remember that dust in Spanish is polvo, right? So doing the dusting. In D, we have doing the ironing. Doing the ironing. E, doing the cooking. And the last one we have here is making the bed, right? So we have some expressions. For example, E says doing the cooking. So for example, if you're going to say, I'm cooking dinner, or I cook dinner, you can say doing the cooking, right? So both expressions are correct, right? This is more fancy vocabulary. Now, let's answer this question. So who does the different chores in your home? Is it your mom? Is it yourself, your father? Do you have sisters? For example, in my house, right? I do the cooking. What about you? So which chores do you like the most and which ones don't you like and why? For example, I hate cleaning the windows, right? That is very annoying for me. I don't like it. I'm not very good at doing the ironing either, but I really enjoy doing the vacuuming or making the bed. What about you? Now, in this part, we're going to be learning about how we can burn calories by doing these normal activities, everyday activities that you have to do at your home. So, which three chores from here, from the images, do you think use the most energy? The most energy. Try to choose three. If you ask me, I would say maybe doing the vacuuming, maybe cleaning the windows, and doing the dusting. What do you think? Now, we're going to read the facts from a magazine so we can check and learn a bit about how you can use your energy doing daily chores. So it says daily chores may do you more good than going to the gym. Doing the vacuuming may be a better way to keep fit than swimming or cycling, according to new research. This is great news for all of us who don't like going to the gym. Here's how some household chores compare to more traditional ways of keeping fit. So here we have a comparison, a table, right, with the activities and the calories you spend, right, or you burn in an hour. So we have vacuuming, 320. That's a lot, right? 1 hour of vacuuming burns 320 calories. Then we have swimming, 20 meters a minute, I'm sorry. Walking, then cycling, yoga, and then we have ironing, cooking, making beds, right? Cleaning the windows and dusting. So these one also are a good way of burning calories, doing exercise, and maybe keeping you fit. Now, We're going to look at the photos of two unusual ways to burn calories. So what do you think are the advantages of each way? So let's see the images first. Here we have Manuel Pedro on his treadmill in the office and Alex Gatson on his cycle washer outside. So what are they doing? What is Manuel Pedro doing in this image? Right? So he is walking and he is also using his computer. And here we have Alex. He's cycling, right? And he's doing the washing at the same time. So what do you think are the advantages of doing these things at the same time? Maybe you can exercise and do work or doing something, a household chore, right? In this case, at the same time, right? So you're spending your time very wisely. You are burning calories by doing exercise, which is good for your body, and maybe you're saving money because you're not going to the gym, right? And you're doing two activities in one. So we're going to read some articles about each of these specific cases, and we're going to be answering some questions. So the first text is about Manuel Pedro and his treadmill. So what I want you to do is to pause the video right here, read the article and answer these questions, right? So who had the idea? How much time does he spend doing the exercise at the moment? What is his morning routine now? And how has it changed his life? So pause the video and go back once you have answered these questions, all right? So are you ready? Let's see. So this one is about Manuel Pedro. So who had the idea? Who had the idea of using a treadmill and working at the same time? His wife, right? His wife advised him to do some exercise. He suggested buying a treadmill and walking on it while he worked. How much time does he spend doing exercise at the moment? He says that he spends 3 hours a day, right? 3 hours a day. What is his morning routine now? So he arrives at the office, he gets on the treadmill and checks his emails. That is his morning routine. How has it changed his life? He says that he has lost a lot of weight, right? And now he has more energy than before. Very good. Now we're going to go to page 124 and we're going to read the text about Alex. So again, I want you to read, pause the video, and answer the questions. Don't go back until you're ready, all right? Okay, so are you ready? Now, in this case, who had the idea of creating the cycle washer? Alex, right, himself. He had the idea. How much time does he spend doing exercise at the moment? Well, he says that he spends 45 minutes a day, every day, right? Now, what about his morning routine? He gets up at 6:30. He goes into the garden. He uses the cycle washer. Then he has breakfast. He has a shower. And then he goes to work and starts the day. Very good. How has it changed his life? Well, he says that now he gets up earlier. He enjoys of more fresh air and he has more energy as well, right? He reduced his electricity bill, and that's also a very good advantage, right? Very good. Now let's go back to the unit. Now, what do you think about the ideas in the articles? Well, in my opinion, that's very smart, right? Um, Nowadays, with people who have a lot of work, right? Sometimes they don't have energy to go to the gym, right? Or to do exercise at home. So doing two things at the same time is a very good, useful way of spending your time and doing exercise at the same time. And it's fairly important the fact that when you burn calories, when you do exercise, later you actually have more energy. So you're spending your energy, but you have more in the end, right? So don't forget, and nowadays that we are in this pandemic, right? It's very easy for us to stay at bed, right, and do our things um, while we're laying down, maybe sleep a bit more, right? And that can get very boring, right? It can make us fall into the same routine and we get very stressed, right? So try to think about ways in which you can burn calories and do some work at the same time. I've heard that people, I don't know, do sit-ups when they brush their teeth. Don't forget that moving our bodies feels right and is very good for our health as well. Now, here we have some sentences from the article, and what I want you to do is to pause the video and try to remember which sentence is about Alex and which one is about Manuel. Alright, so pause the video here and write Manuel or Alex next to the sentence. Are you ready? So let's read number one. It says, then I generally have breakfast and a shower. So this one is about Alex, right? He normally cycles for 25 minutes to wash the clothes. Alex as well. After a while, he was doing several hours walking every morning. Manuel, right? Every week, I do 10 minutes more walking. Manuel again. Number 5, I got really stressed and sometimes only did it once or twice a week. Manuel again. I do 3 hours at the moment. I tend to get up at around 6:30 now and get straight on the cycle washer. This is Alex. And the last one says, the 29-year-old now starts each day with a 45-minute cycle ride. This one is Alex as well, right? Now, these expressions are expressions about habits, right? Habits, things you do every day, right? Talking about habits. Now, when we talk about habits, we usually use expressions, right? Adverbs of frequency or things that show how often you do certain things. So here, pay attention to the highlighted words and try to classify them into these three categories. So which expressions mean usually? Which ones refer to how often you do certain things? And which one talk about how long or when you do certain things? Pause the video if you need time to think about it. Now let's see. Which expressions mean usually? Usually. So very often. That would be generally, normally, and tend to. These are expressions that mean usually, right? So then I usually have breakfast, he usually cycles, and I usually get up at around 6:30, right? So things that you normally do in a daily basis or regular basis. Now, which one express how often you do certain things? You can use the expressions every morning or every week, right? Or also once once or twice a week, right? Remember that we say once or twice and we don't say one or two times a week, right? We can say once or twice and then we say three times a week. Yes, that would be the next step. And which one say how long or when you do certain things? That would be 3 hours a day, right? Or start, in this case, it starts each day with, right? So that, of course, would mean always. Yeah, so those are the expressions we use. Very good. Now, try to think about your own habits, right? So write 6 sentences about your habits, 4 true and 2 false, and use the topics and your own ideas. So things you do in the morning, when you get up, in the evening, after your work or studies, before you go to sleep, if you have a certain routine, right? For meals, food and drink, sport and exercise, household chores as well, right? So you can say, for example, um, I usually start each day with a cup of coffee. Maybe if the first things you do is to have some coffee in the morning, right? Or every morning when I get up, I spend 20 minutes on my phone checking my emails, maybe, right? Or you can also say, I go running 2 times a week for 2 hours maybe. Before I go to sleep, I tend to read a book. Yeah, so those are the expressions that you can use mixed with the topics. Now we're going to be talking about this during our online session as well, right? So we can talk a bit more about what are the things you enjoy to do or the habits and routines you have. So that is going to be everything for today. Remember that if you have any questions, you can contact me at my email, right? That's everything for today. I will see you very soon. Take care and stay home if you can. All right? So, bye bye.